Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are two of the best players to have ever played the game. They've been the standout players ever since emerging at Barcelona and Sporting Lisbon. They've won the Ballon d'Or in 10 of the last 11 years. But with both of those superstars now moving into their mid-30s, the next generation of superstar football players are now coming through. Borussia Dortmund and Norway striker Erling Haaland burst onto the scene in 2019 and he scored an incredible 28 goals in just 22 games whilst playing for Austrian team RB Salzburg. And he has maintained this phenomenal goal-scoring record with Borussia Dortmund to cement his place as one of the hottest properties in world football. But what do the legends think of the striker? Well, let's start with Erling's first ever coach, Alf Inge Berntsson, who first came across the striker when he was just 5 years old. He says, "I saw Erling for the first time when he was 5 when he joined indoor training with a group 1 year older. His first 2 touches led to goals. He was very, very good from the first moment, even though he hadn't played in the club before. He started playing in his own year group, but because he was so much better than the others, he was immediately pulled up to the under-6s. When he was 11 or 12, we knew he would go far. We already knew back then he had what it takes to be a youth international." Haaland is a tall and quick striker, but when he was younger, his height concerned some coaches. When Haaland was first in the Norway international youth teams, his path crossed the former Premier League defender Gunnar Hall, who had been a teammate of his father, Alf Inge Haaland, at Leeds United back in the late 1990s. Haller liked what Erling Haaland could offer in attack, but felt that his gangly physique might prevent him from reaching the very top. The first time I saw Haaland playing football was at the age of 15. At that time he was quite small and narrow before his growth spurt and physically at a disadvantage. He was without a doubt a good player who scored many goals, but was by no means outstanding. His physique and coordination still had to develop at the time. That he would one day become a superstar was still a long way off. No one could have imagined what he would be one day capable of. Erling Haaland started to become known all around Europe as one of the most exciting footballers when he was still a teenager when playing in Austria for RB Salzburg. Haaland scoring a hat-trick on his Champions League debut. His coach at the time was the American Jesse Marsch, and he recalls what it was like coaching the striker back then. The first thing that comes to mind about Erling Haaland, he is a professional. It's fun to work with him. He comes to training every day with a lot of energy. The positive effect he gave to our whole group was massive. It was very clear that Marsch was coaching a future superstar. He went on to say he thought Erling would be able to deal with all the attention from the world's press. He has his family, his father, a really solid foundation to understand how to deal with these moments. Erling's father, Alf Inge Haaland, was a Premier League footballer for the likes of Manchester City and Leeds United, so Erling has always lived in a football environment. It means that his father is always on hand to offer advice to his son, and Alf Inge says that any future transfer will be carefully considered with one factor more important than anything else. Dortmund offered the striker the best chance of regular game time as they promised to make him their first choice striker. Erling has been very lucky with good coaches and teammates. He is still learning, he loves to score goals, but has also improved a lot in build-up play. It's not one specific moment, but a lot of hard work from him and also having a career plan for him regarding clubs where young players will get the chance to play. Playing time is the most important thing for him. Haaland has been linked with big money transfers to the world's biggest football clubs, none more so than Chelsea. The current Chelsea head coach, Thomas Tuchel, would love to have him in his team, as well as Romelu Lukaku. We've talked about Haaland a couple of times. Of course we talk regularly about him because he is a fantastic player and a profile at Dortmund, which is a big rival for us in the Champions League. And Tuchel added, sign Haaland with Lukaku? I've no problem to talk about that. Let us see what will happen. A quite frightening prospect for the rest of the Premier League. Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG and Bayern Munich would all no doubt love to sign Erling Haaland in the future, but legendary German goalkeeper Jens Lehmann thinks in the Premier League is where he will most likely end up. He has to improve his right foot, but I've never seen such a big player be so fast. He's still at Dortmund. There aren't many clubs where he can go and where he can make a difference. Maybe he could go to Manchester United or Arsenal, where he could bring a club back to the top. Norwegian legend and former Liverpool star John Arne Riise hopes to see Erling Haaland playing for his former club, as he believes the unbelievable striker would perfectly suit Jurgen Klopp's style of football. Obviously, I would love to have him at Liverpool because he's an unbelievable player. Whoever gets Haaland, whether it's next season or whatever, is going to be an unbelievably strong team for many years to come. I don't know if Liverpool have the chance to sign him, but if they do, then please do, because that would be unbelievable for the club or for any club that signs him. Legendary former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger knows a thing or two about young talents, having discovered the likes of Thierry Henry and Nicolas Anelka. And Wenger is predicting big things for Haaland in the future. Haaland is likely to be the next high-profile goalscorer. He's a super talent. His ambition, his will to score goals, and the ability to fight in a duel will see him set apart. He's there and he wants to win. There's something in him that is great for a striker. As it stands, Manchester United are allegedly at an advantage when it comes to transfer talks to sign Haaland, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer enjoys a warm relationship with the player after having been instrumental in handing the young Borussia Dortmund star his professional debut when he was a manager at Molde 4 years ago, where the youngster had his fledgling start. And what are Haaland's thoughts on Solskjaer? He has had a huge impact on my life, both as a person and as a trainer, Haaland said on Solskjaer back in October 2019. He won the Champions League and was an incredibly good player. He's taught me a lot. I've dreamed of playing for the best clubs in the world my whole life, and I especially like English football. Solskjaer himself has shown no reticence in answering questions on Haaland either, speaking fondly on his former charge. When you have had kids and players through as a coach, you follow them, and I keep in touch with Erling. It's great to see him become the player he's become and how he works to improve all the time. He's a Dortmund player. We just wish him well there and see what life will bring later on. There's no doubt that the future is bright for Erling Haaland. Goal scorers are the superstars of the game, and he is one of the best in the world right now. It's a name that if you don't know already, you're not going to be able to escape from for many years to come.